Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Imran. Good evening, Anji. Good evening, Sumar. Good evening, Varun. Good evening, everyone. Keep the charts clean and start marking the levels. In today's session, we'll be talking about rebound effect. With rebound effect, we'll be talking a circulating movement plan of action. ठीक है? सब लोग लेवल्स मार्क करो. लेवल्स मार्क करके जो भी डाउट्स है प्लीज डू आस्क. You have spelled my name wrong, Abdul. Anyways, good evening. किसी को भी कोई भी डाउट आ रहा है प्लीज डू आस्क. ओके. अलोकेशन सेम दिखनी चाहिए जो यहाँ पे दिख रहा है. सबका एमटीएसएल पॉइंट चेंज होगा. ये बीटीसी है एंड ये गोल्ड. गुड इवनिंग रंजित. Rebound effect as well. Definitely we'll do it. कोई भी डाउट्स है पूछना. सप्लाई एंड डिमांड मार्क करते वक्त. Query: when there is reversal from 150% and then there is some movement in reverse direction, how can we assess that the 200% target won't get hit? Setup. If you're creating a setup of S2, make sure that the relevant point of action will get completed, liquidity targets will get hunted. With the liquidity targets hunt, the movement allocation will go back in the range of 200%. In the scenario wherever there is a circulating supply, that will be the point of action. This entire movement is a circulating supply. With that plan of action, this entire movement is a circulating supply. Okay. So wherever circulating supply gets placed, always remember one thing, that price action will be in perspective of retailers and with the retailers and continuity. If there is no circulating supply in the movement, direct target will be hit at 200%, 150%. If there is a circulating supply in the movement, action plan of completion of 150%, definitely the liquidity will be grabbed. Okay. If anyone can say what is this movement, and with this movement which all time frame candles will be taken under the consideration for the mark. Please say the time frame as per UTC, not as per Indian time frame. यूटीसी के टाइमिंग के हिसाब से बताओ, ये कैंडल अलोकेशन किस पर्सपेक्टिव के कौन से टाइम के कैंडल के हिसाब से बनेगा. Okay, this will be today's assignment for you guys. No LTD, no MNP people will answer this, please. People who are watching live will answer this up. And BTC में जो ट्रेड करते हैं, BTC वाले, which will be the point of interest which will be taking under the consideration for this? Please say me the time frame. UTC में बताओ, what is the allocation point for this action plan and this action plan? Okay. Take your sweet time, not an issue, not a hurry, right? But the only one thing that I will be asking you guys is answer me. It doesn't matter. गलत हो या सही हो, उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. आंसर. कोई भी डाउट है आप लोगों को पूछ सकते हो। 645 to 730 UTC demand. 645 to 730. Wrong allocation. Imran. सर जब तक सप्लाई 200% तक कंप्लीट नहीं होती है ट्रेड कैरी कर सकते हैं क्या? विच डेट इमरान बता दो, या फिर 150% पे पार्शियल लेकर छोड़ दे। सेटअप जब तक बिल्ड नहीं होती है लॉन्ग की तरफ शॉर्ट में रह सकते हो। अगर सेटअप बिल्ड हो गई 150% में ही यू हैव टू एग्जिट। अगर 150% में सेटअप नहीं बिल्ड होता है कंटिन्यू फॉर 200%। ओके अब्दुल। सॉरी न्यूयॉर्क में था। 645। 645 to 7 o'clock। 7:30। Okay. Why you will be taking that allocation point, Imran? Why should I take this perspective in the allocation over here? With this allocation, why should I double it? Anshul Verma, welcome to the stream. सर थोड़ी सरल लैंग्वेज में भी कोर्स बना दो यार। Previous demand. No, why should I be doubling it? That is my question, Imran. Why should I take this demand? Okay, as per you, let me mark out the range. Okay, so at this current scenario, ये मेरा डिमांड है, ठीक है? ये मैं यहाँ पे अलोकेट किया, राइट? जब मैं अलोकेट किया यहाँ पे, मेरे पास एक ब्रेक ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर है, राइट, एंड रिजेक्शन। तो 100% जोन ऑफ एक्शन यहाँ पे कंप्लीट हो गया, करेक्ट? सो अभी इस पॉइंट ऑफ एक्शन में वाई ग्रेट मिनिमलिटी, बट इज दिस द डिमांड राइट वन? As per you, minimality is there in the marking of the zone of action, correct? So with this zone of action, did the market tend to take a rejection from 150%? Hmm? So this is the 150% range, correct? What is the range gap between 150% and the candle? Will be a right point of interest to take under the calculations and calibrations. सोचेंगे उसके बारे में अंशु, ओके? जो आप पूछ रहे हो उसके बारे में. Got minimality before 100%. No doubt. We have a minimality zone of action. Definitely direct target allocation will be 150%. Okay. This action plan is perfect. But to allocate this as the point of action as per my previous demand, right? There should be a setup formation as well, right? 150% not completed. So what will be the next step of actions आप लोग follow करके चलोगे? और थोड़ा, you're just 10% away from the right answer. 90% you have answered it right. Remaining 10%. Yes, definitely S2 setup यहाँ पे generate हुआ है. आपके पास 100% allocation है. Right, minimality zone of action है. Definitely breakthrough में आया है. Follow through हुआ है. Everything is perfect. There is a 10% miss in the answer. What is that 10%? Right, whatever you said. Previous demand allotted. Right, S2 setup definitely created, allotted, right? With this 100% break and continue, yes, allotted, right? चलो आपके हिसाब से और एक हिंट भी दे देता हूँ. मिनिमलिटी प्लान ऑफ एक्शन M1 allotted. What is the next step? One key ingredient is missing. What is that? Definitely, I know that you have gained the confidence to hold till 150% and 200%. Even till 1000 points, okay, 1000 points and 1000 pips, no doubt. But there is one key factor that's hidden in this answer. What is that? This anyone can answer, even MNP Ltd people can also answer. Buying and selling pressure. Great. Right? So Imran, what did market tend to do? Market created a S2B1 setup, right? With S2B1 setup, market tend to fall. Definitely there was a selling pressure at this point. Market came down, took a rejection perspective from 100%. Definitely at this point also the market was in selling pressure. How the market was in selling pressure? So at this current point of action, this is my green candle, right? Let me mark it out. With this green shadow, there was a red shadow also with the same point of action. With the red shadow as well, the market tend to take a break and continue. With the break and continue, what did market tend to create? Market tend to create a range of wick, right? With the range of wick, what is the action plan that you will be looking for? Allocation on perspective of to the second shadow. When the second shadow is added, what is the pressure that you are looking at this current state of action? A selling pressure. With the selling pressure, definitely market came down, right? Market जब movement नीचे के लिए build हुआ, no doubt point of action one selling in this green candle also there was a selling pressure. Okay, but immediately there was a change in plan of action over here with this candle allocation of rate. Why? Because the buyers were interested in the point of interest wherein the previous action plan of today was taken under the consideration, right? Where are the major buying pressures allotted at the previous, right? According to this point of action, there was a buying pressure allotted. With the buying pressure allotted, what did next candle indicated? The next candle also indicated a buying pressure. With that, the movement started to continue. And here, what do we notice? What is the allocation point that we are having? The allocation point over here we are having is at the current state of S2B1 setup, correct? With this S2B1 setup, what is the plan of action that you are looking at the current state? With the minimality range of action, only one point of interest that you will be following at this point, that is your previous allocation to the current, right? Definitely you have the minimality range till 150%. With 150%, I will mark out 200%. With the 200% mark out, what is the one step plan of action that you will be carry forwarding at this current stage? Where is the POI range? So this is the POI range with the POI range allocation. Inducement, with the inducement, demand generated. With the demand generated, supply converted into resistance. Supply converted into resistance will act as my demand converted into supply. With the demand converted into supply, the movement action plan will be in the consideration of the previous with the wick calculation. Why? Because there is a break of structure. Continuity plan of action. With the continuity plan of action, what did market tend to do at this stage? Market took a rejection from the 200% breakthrough, right? With the 200% breakthrough, what is the market currently doing at this stage? Definitely it was in our direction till 100%, 145% also you were perfect. But with that action point, the market tend to create a structure basis onto the alignment of the previous, right? So this is what you have to keep following, Imran. छोटे छोटे डाउट्स, छोटे छोटे माइन्यूट चीजें चेंज कर देती है एंटायर मूवमेंट एक्शन प्लान को. Okay, are you clear now, Imran? करेक्ट, यूर राइट, 10% मिसिंग था. 10% एक्शन प्लान में यहाँ पे तुम्हारा MTSL हिट होती, राइट? सो दिस इज हाउ आप लोग लेके चलना होगा इन द एक्शन पॉइंट ऑफ मार्केट एनालिसिस. डेफिनेटली सर्कुलेटिंग सप्लाई बिल्ड हो रही है, विद द सर्कुलेटिंग सप्लाई मिनिमलिटी जोन ऑफ एक्शन है, वेल एनालिसिस, गुड पॉइंट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, गुड आई कॉन्टैक्ट, राइट? विद द आई कॉन्टैक्ट पॉइंट, द ओनली वन मेजर थिंग जो हमेशा बोलता हूँ फोकस करने के लिए, प्रेशर्स. You forgot to identify the pressure. Till here, well and good. But immediately the action plan, as per the previous, the buyers were ready at this point to take it towards the long, right? So yes, definitely it will. Sellers will try a push till 150%. अगर 150% push नहीं मिला तो क्या करेगा? Market definitely will go into the opposite direction, right? So always remember that direction is very much important, and pressure identification is very important. हाँ, हमारा भी फर्स्ट ट्रेड ऑफ एक्शन वही था ना. यस, वही था. S1 B1 क्या है? वो इंड्यूसमेंट सेटअप है जो हम ट्रेड ऑफ एग्जीक्यूशन देखते हैं. 80 पिप्स रनिंग, रेसिपी बुक, बाय एंट्री कब ली और कहा. इस टू सेटअप के साथ एट 3217, उसके साथ मेजर ट्रेड इज रनिंग विथ 2975, financial target is still 3260. All the new members, welcome to the stream. जो भी doubts है, please do ask. Gold, I believe the 6:45 a.m. demand allocation is coming in from 5 a.m. movement. 5 a.m. movement के साथ नहीं आया है. The demand allocation point was in perspective of yesterday's movement plan of action. इस point of action में you're talking about in perspective of this movement allocation? No, right? The movement is in the allocation perspective of this and this. मेरे 5 am के हिसाब से तो नहीं है, ठीक है? Always look for a POI range of action for identification of the movement. अगर POI range of action generate होते हुए दिखी है, then allocation is looked in the previous. 14th के साथ movement action plan generate होते हुए दिखी है, correct? So where is the POI range in the action point? The POI range in the action point is the current state of action is over here, correct? So when you look in perspective of a new day intraday movement, so what is the first thing you will be looking? Allocation of the previous. Where is my previous point of interest? My previous point of interest is in the zone of action of this point. Right, this point of action, what is the major thing that I'll be focusing? Allocation and rechecking of the candle movement. In this point of action, this is exactly what you will be finding over here. Okay, with this point of interest, the movement carries on in the range action plan. Right, with the range action plan, what is the setup allocation that you will be looking at the current point? The setup allocation that you will be looking at the current point of action will be in the previous through the movement. In the previous through the movement, in the sense, what is the first plan of action? Where did this demand movement came from? Huh? The movement of demand was allotted to this point of action. If you say, is it right? Did the movement come from this point or no? No, it is not the right one. Ruk jao, Varun. Next second, ruk jao. You guys say me where exactly this movement came from. This movement, was it replicated through this point of action? Imran, Sumit, Ans, Ranjit. Not sure. Imran, what about you? No, Sumit, it was following from yesterday. Supply before that we take. Which supply? Give me the time. There are four supplies here. Supply converted into demand. You're right. But which supply? Good job. Previous inducement. Previous inducement we have already allotted over here, no? You are saying me that inducement range of action will be of more than 400 pips? No. Inducement action plan will be inside 200 pips. Supply right before this demand. Same with the time. If I remove this drawing, there are four, four supplies. You marked on the screen. Okay. Now say me the time. You marked on the screen. No, that is not the supply. That marking was of liquidity calibration. If you're talking about this marking is of liquidity calibration. You're almost there. 150% target hit, guys. 200% भी coverage लेगा in a go. Good evening, Sandeep. 14, 15. Wrong. How will this act as your supply, retracement supply? For retracement supply plan of action, there should be a break of structure, correct? Do we have a break of structure at this point? No, there is no break of structure. Supply converted into demand? Yes, you have said it right. From which point? Previous POI range से पहले. No. 1845 demand converted into supply. 1845? No. Right? आप लोग हर एक चीज बोल दिए सिवाय वो एक चीज. चलो इतना गेसेस होने के बाद कोई एक ना एक बोल ही देगा. So let me allocate the movement plan of action here. So at this point of action, right, before this movement, the last retracement was allotted over here, correct? Right or wrong? So this will act as my range of conduct, right? Range of conduct case because at the current state of action plan, the market hasn't given a movement in the continuity to take this as a supply, right? अगर मैं ये supply लूंगा for marking as conversion into the demand, say me one thing, what will be the right price actional point? The right price actional point will be on the allocation of the break, correct? अगर यहाँ पे break होती, then definitely what Imran said, I could have taken in consideration of this. But at this current point of action, we don't have a break. So which will be the point of interest which will be taken under the consideration? The previous supply, correct? So this will act as my current, right? So that is the lookout in the markets that you guys should be having all the time. Always remember, definitely, one said this point of action, one said this point of action, one said this point of action, one said 1845 or 14, this point of action, but no one understood there was a movement action plan over here. Why? Why was there a mess? Hmm? Okay, बातें तो बहुत हो गई. So marking तो check कर ले. Right? Always have that precision to understand exactly which will act. Supply and demand, great. Supply conversion into demand, perfect. But which one? The eye to contact should be always there in the zone of action. I do understand why Imran didn't say me this point of action, because he drove entire from this point to this point, right? If you have not done it, all right? And at this point of action, if I look in perspective of this point to this point of action also, right? The market allocation will be always into the previous action plan, right? Do we have a zone of movement action over here? No, right? Do we have Imran's zone of action over here? No. Do we have An's allocation point over here? Definitely. But no, right? And let's talk about Patel. Patel is at the next level. We are talking about this moment. He is giving the allocation of this. Nice, Patel. But yeah, good try. At least you answered. You didn't just sit quiet. Good job. Okay. Always remember, Imran, why didn't you look into the perspective of this pointers? I will say you again. If the movement is allotted with the inducement range of action, only the green candles will be taken under the consideration, right? In the conversion. With the conversion, only body will be taken under the act, right? So why wick is taken under the consideration? Why the inducement range is taken under the consideration? Why? Work on it. Okay. Always remember, the allocation is always needs to be at a point, right? Magnetic range of action is of 2 points in Asian, 4 points in London and New York. अगर ये magnetic range के ऊपर या ज़्यादा है, then no actions will be taken under the consideration. Am I clear in supply and demand? Always remember this perspective. The major point of interest is taken under to the previous, with the previous the current. आप लोगों को ये दिखने के लिए बहुत छोटा दिख रहा होगा, ये एक सिंगल कैंडल 100 पिप की मूवमेंट है. Okay, because this is 15 minutes candle, so you guys will definitely feel like what is he trading, right? So if we put across like normal people in 1 minute, we have captured a screen breaking moment जो हम 15 मिनट में करते हैं. Okay, keeping in mind, always remember one thing, everyone: allocation of supply and demand is in the zone of action, with the zone of action reallocation. ठीक है? What is the next doubt? Please do ask. Sir, what is MTSL point? Mind system trailing. यहाँ पे ही रहने दो. Okay? ऑलमोस्ट 11,000 कंप्लीट करने वाली है, 11,000 पॉइंट्स. कीप इट अप गाइस. ऑन द ब्रेक ऑफ 86,000, 11,300 पॉइंट्स की मार्कअप मिलेगी. कंटिन्यूटी टिल 88,600. मैथमेटिकल नंबर. ओके. बीटीसी में कोई नहीं बताया पॉइंट ऑफ अलोकेशन क्या होगा. ये जोन ऑफ एक्शन का एंड ये जोन ऑफ एक्शन का. लेट मी नो गाइस. जल्दी वेटिंग. बीटीसी अलोकेशन पॉइंट. मेरा सर्कुलेटिंग सप्लाई का मूवमेंट एक्शन प्लान क्या होगा ऑफ दिस रेंज एंड ऑफ दिस रेंज, ये आप लोग बताओगे. ओके. द पीनट्स. बीटीसी नॉट फॉलोइंग, ओनली फोकसिंग एट टाइम. नहीं नहीं इमरान, आपको नहीं है. देर आर पीपल हु आर ट्रेडिंग इन बीटीसी. रंजित, प्लीज आंसर मी दिस क्वेश्चन. भरत. I think other people in stream also do so. Okay, if they are not interested, that's fine. I don't have any problems. Good evening, Samant. I've shared my gold allocation to workshop and at least. वरुण गलत जगह पे एसएल रखा है तो आईडी की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं. माइंड प्रेशर दिख गया ना, उसके बाद भी उतना लंबा क्यों रखा? स्विंग ट्रेडिंग का एसएल लेके आके तुम रख रहे हो इसमें आईडी में, गलत है ना. स्पेक्ट्रम रेंज ऑफ एक्शन में रखो ना यार वरुण. हाँ परफेक्ट. Yeah, we'll cover up on that two topics. Rebound effect भी cover करेंगे and remote demand भी cover करेंगे. Lot more to learn. आज के दिन में ये करेंगे. Good evening you. Shift the MTSL point of BTC में. $83,700 take home. ओके, ये लोग जब तक नहीं बताएंगे तब तक वन स्मॉल टॉपिक विल कवर. फर्स्ट वी विल कवर rebound effect. What is rebound effect? Always remember two plan of actions. Rebound effect is taken under the consideration of previous plan to the next. Rebound effect मतलब जब भी एक मूवमेंट प्लान ऑफ एक्शन डेवलप होते हुए दिखती है, उस मूवमेंट प्लान ऑफ एक्शन में जो 200% कवरेज जोन रहती है, 200% कवरेज जोन जहां पे भी बिल्ड आउट दिखती है, उस पॉइंट ऑफ एक्शन में रीडेवलपमेंट स्ट्रक्चर क्रिएट होते हुए दिखेगी. रीडेवलपमेंट स्ट्रक्चर मतलब जो भी मूवमेंट एक्शन प्लान विदाउट एन इंटरनल लिक्विडिटी पॉइंट या विदाउट अ प्रॉपर जोन ऑफ एक्शन, मतलब ना बाइंग प्रेशर दिखी है यहाँ पे इस पॉइंट ऑफ एक्शन में, ना सेलिंग प्रेशर. तो आप क्या करोगे इस पॉइंट ऑफ एक्शन में? यू वेट, right? So this is the zone which will be taken under the consideration of rebound effect. And rebound effect will be always found at 200% range. Okay. So with the 200% range of action, market क्या करेगा इस point of action में? एक developmental move create करते हुए दिखेगी. With the developmental move, the action plan will be taken under the consideration of the previous. Right? In this zone of conduct, मेरा रिबाउंड इफेक्ट का प्लान क्या होगा? जो भी मूवमेंट एक्शन प्लान फर्स्ट स्टेज में होगा, उसका ही मूवमेंट एक्शन प्लान फ्रॉम द सेम जोन ऑफ एक्शन 200% होगा. राइट? सो इन दिस सिनेरियो दिस वाज माय 100% विद द 100% क्लोजर ऑफ 200%. दिस इज रिबाउंड इफेक्ट ऑफ 200% इन द रिवर्सल जोन ऑफ एक्शन. जब भी ये रिवर्सल जोन ऑफ एक्शन डेवलप होते हुए दिखेगी, ये आपको नजर आते हुए दिखेगी. ओके, सेम चीज शॉर्ट के तरफ, अगर मूवमेंट एक्शन प्लान लॉन्ग के तरफ जा रही है, राइट, एट इस पॉइंट ऑफ एक्शन में मार्केट क्या करेगी? विदाउट एनी इंडिकेशंस देयर विल बी अ बिल्ड आउट. राइट, इस बिल्ड आउट के साथ मूवमेंट स्ट्रक्चर डेवलप होते हुए दिखेगी. इस मूवमेंट स्ट्रक्चर डेवलप होने के बाद जो कंटिन्यूटी में मूवमेंट आती है, that will be 200% closure of a rebound point. Okay, so यहाँ पे जो रिजेक्शन 200% जो लेता है, वही पूरा 200% कवर अप देगा with the 100% allocation as per the previous and continuity of 100%. Right, that is the 200% range of action what market creates. Okay, let's look the same thing in the charts at the current point of interest. Right, where is the action plan of a rebound effect currently we can see without any indications? Anyone can say where all are the points? Let me zoom in so that it will be easier for you guys. Right, let me showcase you like this. Okay, so I'll not go way back beyond. I will show it to you of yesterday जो हमने trade of execution भी लिया है with the minimality. At that point of action we have one zone, right? Minimality के साथ conformational point जहाँ पे redevelopment structure create होते हुए दिखी थी. कौन सा point of interest को देखोगे यहाँ पे? Right, at this point of interest, This will act as my rebound. Okay. So 200% mark out लेंगे of this only one range of action. Right. So at this point of action, I'm taking in consideration of this moment. So this should give me a 200% range of action. Point one with the same point of action, 200%. Mila, with that, we do have a carry forward with the carry forward action plan closure. Clear? So this is known as rebound effect. जहाँ पे भी there is no selling or buying pressure in the moment, definitely market will act as 200% range action plan. So we will be taking the consideration of the movement in the bifurcation of the previous to current, right? No, we'll be taking a movement action plan not with the bifurcation, with the continuity of a retracement. Bifurcation point of action में देखोगे, so directly movement action plan will act as the minimality zone of action, correct? Minimality zone of action के साथ the movement will occur here. Post retracement plan of action will be the zone of conduct, right? Again, why this zone was not taken under the consideration? Again, we had a minimality. With the minimality plan of action, we had a zone of movement. With the same zone of movement, why did we take the, again the point of interest as the same? Again, we had a minimality zone of action. So at the last point of action, we took the confirmation of 150% and 200% because we had a minimality of M1 zone created, right? M1 zone was created through this perspective, correct? But this was the rebound zone combination with the M1 facility, sorry, M1 facility of the zone of action towards the demand area. Okay, sir. Cool. Could do the forward testing and update you if I am able to identify it or not. With identification, definitely look in only starting from March. Rebound effect, is this for current quarter? Yes. Till July you can use it, Imran. रिवेंट करके देख लो, प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. जो सीखना है तो रो, नहीं तो आई एम टोटली फाइन। ठीक है अंशुल। 1.5 ईयर्स ऑफ बैक टेस्टिंग करो, 1.5 ईयर्स ऑफ फॉरवर्ड रिले बार टेस्टिंग करो, उसके बाद 1 महीने की live analysis, then come with the capital, execute the trade to build the confidence, then compound that value to the greater levels. ठीक है। Yes, that's right, Ans. सर एस टू बी वन बाबा, आपका एग्जीक्यूशन प्लान ऑफ एक्शन यही पे हो चुका है ना, इस कैंडल पे। एस टू बी टू के लिए इनसाइड कैंडल होना जरूरी है। इनसाइड कैंडल होने के बाद दो कैंडल कंफर्मेशन, फर्स्ट मूवमेंट इनसाइड कैंडल, 1 2 break, rejection, continue. That is S2 V2. Okay, Andrew. सर आप ट्रेड भी लेते हो लाइव या ओनली एनालिसिस? किसको पूछ रहे हो? लाइव वाले सर को। उनके बारे में ही हम भी बोल रहे हैं जनाब। ओके ओके भाई, थैंक यू। अच्छा भाई, ये कहाँ से सीखना है? एमसी सेक्शन कंप्लीट करो, सप्लाई एंड डिमांड सेक्शन कंप्लीट करो, लिक्विडिटी एंड वॉल्यूम डीओ कंप्लीट करो, उसके बाद आके बैक टेस्टिंग करो 1.5 इयर्स का, उसके बाद 2.5 इयर्स का लाइव टेस्टिंग करो, सॉरी फॉरवर्ड रिले बार टेस्टिंग करो। फॉरवर्ड रिले बार टेस्टिंग के साथ 1 महीने की लाइव एनालिसिस करके चेक करो। अगर मैच आउट हो रहा है 95% के ऊपर, then execute the trades with the small account and build the confidence and carry forward it with compounding to generate the plan of action with the high risk to reward. नहीं नहीं स्मिता मैम, बाय मिस्टेकली 2.5 इयर्स लाइव बोल दिया। थैंक यू सो मच, यू मोस्ट वेलकम। एंड फिर से बोल रहा हूँ अंशुल, सीखना है तो यू आर मोस्ट वेलकम। इफ यू आर लुकिंग फॉर अ ट्रेड एग्जीक्यूशंस फ्रॉम माय साइड, there is an unsubscribe button. You can unsubscribe it and you can hunt for someone else who is giving you the trades, tips and all. ठीक है? कितने साल से ट्रेड कर रहे हो अंशुल? अभी 6 months only learning में. Okay. अभी 10th की एग्जाम दिया है मैंने. तो एक चीज बताओ जनाब, आपको कोर्स की जरूरत क्या है? अभी 10th की एग्जाम दिए हो तो. हाँ. 18 years तक सीख लो, उसके बाद कोर्स की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी आपको. माइंड इज एट द राइट स्टेट, उसके साथ अलोकेशन पॉइंट्स ऑफ साइकोलॉजिकल पर्सपेक्टिव विल बी इजी फॉर यू. 2 साल काफी है. किसी के बातों में आके कोर्स मत खरीदना. Sir was right. You can do 2.5 years of live testing. Yes, you can do 2.5 years of live testing. With live testing, उससे पहले ये कर लेना पहला. 1.5 years of back testing. ये आपका complete होगा entirely in 1 month, right? 1.5 years of relay bar testing, right? ये भी खत्म हो जाएगा इसके साथ 2 months में. Then 1 month के live analysis के बदले में you can look for 2.5 years of live testing. Okay. And if your pocket money is in perspective of 500 rupees as well, if you say out per month, in 2 years you will be having a nice allocation point to start with. Sorry, inflammation के हिसाब से नहीं हो पाएगा. Okay, try to protect 2000 rupees per month. Okay, from this month itself. Inflation cost बढ़ गया ना. Sorry, I didn't keep in mind. How much will you save from 2000? At the age of 18, you will be having somewhere around 48,000 to 50,000. Right? So 2.5 years live analysis कर रहा है तो definitely he will be having that mindset to execute fearlessly. And जनाब, जो आप देखते हो ना कि लाइव ट्रेड नहीं करते हो क्या करके जो पूछे थे ना, आधा का आधा, आधा क्या, 90%, 95% of the YouTube is filled with demo accounts. यस सर, बाकी मम्मा से लूंगा। यस सर, बाकी मम्मा से लूंगा। मम्मा लोग इसलिए होते हैं। Welcome, Anshul. Guys, we have a kid in our channel. Please don't discourage him. Keep motivating him in learning perspective. No any other bad comments on this guy at first place. And whoever talks bad about him will be blocked directly. Not fair. Why didn't I get this benefits? तू इंजीनियरिंग में था, वो 10th में है। Stream will be there for next 30 minutes. Whatever doubts you guys are having, please do ask. जितने भी लोग बैक टेस्ट कर रहे हो, जितने भी लोग फॉरवर्ड टेस्ट कर रहे हो, डाउट्स पूछो, लिखो, समझो वो डाउट को. नहीं नहीं स्मिता मैम, बने रहो बने रहो. 95,000 तक होल्ड पे रहेगा. MTSL पॉइंट विल बी एट 83,800. On the break of 87,000 and 88,000, MTSL will move out to 85,000. Okay. वो क्या रिएक्शन है ना आपका? हाँ। अगर प्रेस करते ना मजा आता। Remove and develop location points are really fun to play with. नहीं नहीं, मजाक मजाक के जैसे रहने दो, सीरियसली मत कर दो। ओके। फिर शॉर्ट्स में ट्रेड एग्जीक्यूशन का डाल दो ना, रोज में 4 4 डालना पड़ेगा। Have clearly thought the shots will be only in perspective of drawing and simple understanding. Yes, yes. Okay. Any doubts you guys are having? Continue, ma'am. Carry forward. This trade of execution hasn't even crossed 1,000 points intraday का। क्या बात कर रहे हो? इतना जल्दी एग्जिट कर देंगे तो मजा ही नहीं है। 86,400 में जाने दो, तब मजा आएगा, उससे पहले नहीं। बीटीसी 1000 पॉइंट्स इज एट 86,400 इवनिंग सेशन का ट्रेड यहाँ पे। 1000 पॉइंट्स प्लस, उससे पहले नहीं। गोल्ड में 15 मिनट्स पर लिक्विडिटी कैलिब्रेशन क्रिएट हो रहा है ना। गोल्ड में 15 मिनट्स में लिक्विडिटी कैलिब्रेशन इज लुक इन पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ 1 आवर। ये लिक्विडिटी कैलिब्रेशन नहीं है, यहाँ पे रिटेलर्स ट्रैप हो रहे हैं। ओके, क्लियर कट एग्जीक्यूशन पॉइंट, मार्केट सेलिंग प्रेशर में है दिस डेट। थाउजेंड पॉइंट्स बोल रहा हूँ, 1000 पॉइंट्स के नीचे क्लोज किए ना, देख लो ये ट्रेड। मेरे को फर्क नहीं पड़ता है प्रीवियस ट्रेड, इस पॉइंट ऑफ एक्शन सब भूल जाओगे। 1 आवर में देखो अंश जी, राइट? इन 1 आवर व्हाट इज मार्केट ट्राइंग टू इंडिकेट? इज दिस a liquidity calibration zone? No, the market is in selling zone, right? लिक्विडिटी कैलिब्रेशन यहाँ पे हुई थी, राइट? सो ये पॉइंट ऑफ एक्शन में लिक्विडिटी कैलिब्रेट हुआ है, इस पॉइंट ऑफ एक्शन में लिक्विडिटी कैलिब्रेट हुई है, राइट? सो इन 1 आवर यू हैव टू लुक फॉर द लिक्विडिटी कैलिब्रेशंस। यहाँ पे लिक्विडिटी कैलिब्रेट हुई है, राइट? कैलिब्रेशंस इज नोन एंड चेक्ड ओनली इन 1 आवर। Yes, definitely 4 hours, definitely daily, not an issue, but not in 15 minutes. इंट्राडे वालों के लिए लिक्विडिटी कैलिब्रेशन है नहीं। और एक ड्रॉप आएगा। Whom are you scaring, sir? मार्केट में ड्रॉप आएगा बोला तो स्केयरिंग करके क्यों याद होता है तेरे को? ड्रॉप मतलब ड्रॉप। आठ सौ पॉइंट में निकल जाना चाहिए था, क्यों निकलोगे? 800 पॉइंट में फॉलो द रूल, एमटीएसएल फॉलो करो। जब एग्जीक्यूशन सही है तो व्हाई डू यू हैव टू वरी? Come on, guys. फिर से फ्राइडे छुट्टी है? यस, गुड फ्राइडे। पहली बार कोई ब्रोकर सामने आके बोला है कि ये हफ्ते ट्रेड मत करो। ग्रेट, गुड इनिशिएटिव। पहली बार सुन रहा हूँ मैं। ब्रोकर खुद आके बोल रहा है इस हफ्ते सिर्फ 4 ही दिन की छुट्टी, मीन्स 4 days वर्किंग है। प्लीज डोंट ट्रेड, वर्क ऑन योर साइकोलॉजी, वर्क ऑन योर माइंडसेट एंड फिजिकल साइकोलॉजिकल पार्ट। दैट्स रियली गुड इनिशिएटिव। बट लोगों को वो भी नहीं सुनना है ना। लोगों को ट्रेड करना है, ट्रेड। आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट रिटेलर, इंडियन सेशन में। पूरा दिन मार्केट पीओआई रेंज में था। नहीं, आईजी में करेंटली 86,200 में। नाउ 86,350, 86,400। ब्यूटीफुल। TP1 हिट गाइस। इसे बोलते हैं एग्जीक्यूशन। डर को मारो गोली, क्या डायलॉग है। पर कैंडल एनालिसिस इज जस्ट परफेक्ट। आपको कैसे पता था कि मार्केट यहाँ पे ड्रॉप लेगा? क्योंकि मैं 1 आवर में लेता हूँ, 15 मिनट्स नहीं है। एंड दिस इज आवर 15 मिनट्स कैंडल। 86,600 पे हिट हो चुका है। अब MTSL फॉलो करके चलो सभी लोग। अभी डर नहीं रही है, हाँ। नाइस। एनीवेज, आप लोगों की डाउट नहीं है तो एट दिस करंट पॉइंट ऑफ एक्शन ट्रेड fearlessly, be in the directions of the market, control on your emotions, जीतने से खुशी मनाना, हारने से दुखी हो जाना is not the quality of the traders. Make sure be in the directions of mathematical precisions. With that, only one thing that you have to follow: sit calmly while you're in the trade till the targets. No impatience trade, no FOMO executions, no running candle executions. Wait for the levels and the setup to generate. With that, execution will be taken under the considerations towards the market point. With that, new members, 1.5 years of back testing, 1.5 years of forward relay bar testing, 1 month of live analysis. With that, look for an execution perspective to the previous and protect your capital. Don't overtrade, be in the directions of the map. With that point of interest, what is the one thing that I could like to say you? Confidence is good, overconfidence is not. So this is Nitesh signing off. मिलते हैं कल सुबह, तब तक के लिए टेक केयर, बाय बाय, गुड नाइट, शुभ रात्रि, थैंक यू।